many
after
minutes? It won't be a long, so it won't be wasting time. How many minutes?
I think, okay, fine. Let's do it this way. Maybe let me start with 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the most important thing is the
Is
presentation.
that not too much?
It's not too much.
Okay.
And it is possible. It may even be possible. I may even be. Okay, let's put it 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Let's
No
put
problem.
it 15 minutes. But what I think is that the most important part of it is to do the presentation. When I do the presentation, then you will now tell your opinion about those things. So after telling your opinion about those things, then I can now say, I can respond back to your opinion. I say no. So. Then you can now say also no. So after those two back and front, I think the only other thing we can now do is questions. So the question can now be either from me to you or from anybody who wants to join and ask questions. But whatever be the case, let us try as much as possible. I will appreciate if we can finish this thing by 10 o'clock, whatever be the case.
Okay.
So
you start now, right?
Yes, I will start now. Let me check the time.
Yeah.
So it is 8:26.
Yeah.
So let me try and use 15 minutes, meaning that I'm going to stop around 8:41. So please, when I have 5 minutes, just let me know, please.
Okay.
So you said what?
Go ahead.
So the point is that there is Muhammad mentioned or talked about in the book of Solomon, Song of Solomon. And in the book of Solomon, I will quickly read the part that really concerns us so that we know. So Solomon is depicting a kind of vision that he saw, and he is describing what he saw. So I will start from where it is very clear. He said, from verse 10, he said, "Thy cheeks are comely with row of jewel, thy neck with chain of gold. We will make thee border." Oh, sorry. Song of Solomon, chapter 5. So he said, "My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000s. His head is as most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven. His eye are as the eye of the dove by the rivers of water, washed with milk and filthy sets. His cheeks are as bed of spices, as sweet flowers. His lips like lilies, dropping sweet-smelling myrrh. His hands are as gold rings set with the beryl. His belly is as bright ivory overlaid with sapphire. His legs are as pillar of marble, set upon socket of fine gold. His countenance is as Lebanon, excellent as the cedar. His mouth is most sweet. Yea, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughter of Jerusalem. So, if we go into the Hebrew translation of this, when you look at the description that Solomon gave, we will see that in verse 16 of chapter 5, where it is translated, "It is altogether lovely." The Hebrew name mentioned in that particular place is Muhammadim. And I want to say that particular word, Muhammadim, that is the only place it is mentioned in the Bible. So, why was the name Muhammadim? Why was it translated to be altogether lovely? Because we are reading in English, and Solomon was not speaking in English. It was speaking in Hebrew. We got the message. It was describing a personality. It was describing somebody. And when he wanted to reveal, he said he is Muhammadin.
Hello?
Meaning that,
Hello?
can you hear
Go ahead.
me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So
Your
he
voice went
said
off.
he is, so he said he is Muhammadin, meaning that the person he has been describing, he is Muhammad. Now, the first question is that somebody can say, is there no difference between Muhammadin and Muhammad? We all know that in Hebrew, there is what you call plural of respect. We can see it in many places. For example, if you look at even Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, it says when it was talking about God in the beginning, and when it was talking about God in Genesis chapter 1, you will see that the word used there is Elohim. Elohim is a plural. That him, because the name of God itself is either you say Kel or Hell. But when you put it as a plural of respect, you put him. It becomes Elohim. So it is a kind of plural of respect. So even if you go into some other places, you will see where, for example, in Genesis chapter 3, verse 22, where something like Anyim was using for life, tree of life, Anyim. But if you see the translation is going to translate it for you as just one. But it becomes a plural. They use Anyim because they want to give it a plural kind of respect. So we have something like this in the Bible. So when you look at it, you will see that the him is only giving respect to the name that he declared. So he said, when he wanted to reveal the person he has been describing, he described so many things, and he said, his mouth is most sweet. He is Muhammad, Muhammadin. He said, this is my beloved. This is my friend, O daughter of Jerusalem. Somebody can say, oh, Solomon was describing a woman. He was describing this. No, it is very clear. He is. What he is using there is masculine. And if you go into that Muhammadim, you will see it depicted that this is a masculine plural, used only one time in the entire Bible. One time in the entire Bible. There may be some written name like that have same consonant, but when you put vowel, it does not pronounce Muhammadin. I will get to that later, and I will give us how many times such words also repeated itself. But this Muhammadin, this is the only place in the entire Bible that you can get it. So that is the first point I want to bring out. The second point is this. When you look at that chapter 5, it started from verse 1. It started from verse 1. But to make it clear very well, that's the reason why I started from verse 10 of it. And there's one other point I want to bring out from verse 10 to really show that this thing is talking about a man, a personality. And I am saying boldly that it is talking about Prophet Muhammad. In fact, what brought about this topic was a Jewish man reciting it and confirming actually that it was talking about a man, Prophet Muhammad. And I sent it to you. And what you told me that day was that, do I believe it? And I say yes. But you have your own contrary opinion, which we shall also share with you tonight. So, but let's talk about this. He said, my beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. The chiefest among 10,000. When I trace this issue of somebody that is being portrayed in the company of 10,000, I found out that,
please mute your microphone.
Somebody should mute the line.
Mute your microphone, please.
Okay, fine. So if you look at the book of Jude, chapter 1, Jude also says something like that in chapter 1, verse 14. If you go to the book of Jude, let me quickly read the book of Jude, chapter 1, from verse 14 and 15.
Please, Pastor Femi, please don't unmute yourself. Let it be muted, please.
So Jude said in 14, he said, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesies of this, saying, behold, the Lord come with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. You will see that the chiefest among the 10,000 that Solomon is referring to is what Enoch was telling us in the book of Joel here. He came with 10,000s of saints. And actually, to emphasize the significance of this personality, Moses also talked about him. He also made mention about this particular thing. If you go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, from verse 1 to 3. Sorry, I'm trying to open it. Deuteronomy chapter 33, from verse 1 to 3. It says, and this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. Verse 2, he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints from his right hand. Went a furious law for them. Yea, he loved the people. All his saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at the feet. Everyone shall receive thy word. There are three things Moses talked about here. The Lord came from Sinai. How did the Lord came from Sinai? It is when God manifested himself to Moses on Mount Sinai. And it is about bringing the law. He talked about the second one. He rose up from Seir unto them. I don't have explanation to this, and I don't want to say what I don't know, but I know there is an event. He said, God rose from Seir. And the third one, he said, he shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of his saints. Again, God manifested himself also from Mount Paran with 10,000s of saints. This is what Solomon saw. This is what Enoch saw. This is the blessing that Moses is saying. He came with furious love for them, with 10,000. Now, the first thing is that, where is Paran? Where did God show himself? Where is Paran? If you read the story of in the Genesis, you will understand that where it is known as Paran today is what the Muslim refer to as Mecca. It is referred to as Mecca. In the book of Genesis, I think if you go to Genesis chapter 21, if you read the story of Agar and Ishmael, if you read the story about how the water sprang up and whatever, then you will conclude that Abraham stated clearly there, he said, and he settled Agar and Ishmael in Paran, in Mount Paran. If you read Genesis chapter 21, verse 21, and he said, And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. So where is Paran? Paran is Mecca. If you read the story from the beginning, and you read the story of Abraham and Hagar, where the water came out from the Genesis 21 verse 1, you will see. But the name is actually given to us, Paran, which is Mecca of today, which is what is called Mecca. In Arabic, it is called Faran, meaning two refugees. There is a discussion on that, but I don't want to go there. Then, how did Muhammad himself came with 10,000 of saints? Go and read about the entrance of Muhammad back to Mecca, which they call the conquest of Mecca. How many people entered Mecca when God says, we have granted thee victory and proclaim the word of your Lord? If you go to in the Quran, Surah Al-Fatih, where God was talking about, he has granted him, he entered Mecca with 10,000 of his saints. For a quick glance on that or confirmation of that, you can read Wikipedia. You will say, how many people did the prophet enter with? But if not, you can read any biographic story, the book of biography of Prophet Muhammad. So in conclusion, because my time is exhausted already, Solomon is telling us about somebody who is the chiefest among the 10,000s, and he is describing us every beautiful thing about him. And he concluded, he is Muhammad. So thank you for this. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh, thank you. This is your, I hope I'm recording this. Okay. Yeah.
Are you starting now?
Yes, I'm starting. Yes.
So you are stopping 56.
No problem. I may not even use up to that. No problem. When it is time,
Okay.
you call me to order. I've set the alarm here as well. You
No
mentioned
problem.
so many other things that, excuse me, don't forget what we are discussing here is Muhammad in the Song of Solomon. I want to, you make many points. You said the name Muhammad, that is the name used there in the Hebrew word. You say it is only mentioned in Song of Solomon 5:16. I beg to disagree with you. There are several places of the scripture. I wouldn't know. Can you read the passage for me?
The Song of Solomon?
No. I want to give you some passages. Can you read it for me?
No, I will read it.
Okay. Hosea 9:16.
Hold on. Hosea.
Yeah. 9:16. You said it is only mentioned in Song of Solomon. Now we want to see
Yes. If it is
okay.
True or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hosea 9:16.
Should I read it?
Go ahead, sir.
Sorry. It has closed again. I will open it again. Okay. Hosea 9:16.
Yes.
Okay. Ephraim is smiting. Their root is dry up. They shall bear no fruit. Yea, though they bring forth. Yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb.
Will I slay? Thank you for reading. That word beloved, what is the Hebrew word there? Do you have the source? Do you have Hebrew word there?
I have, my brother.
What is the Hebrew word used for that beloved in that? Because you said it was only found in Song of Solomon.
Only one time, and I repeat it. But okay. I will read what you want me to read for you now.
Please.
In the Hebrews, in the Hosea chapter 6.
5:16.
Yes, chapter
9:16.
9:16. Okay. The word in 9:16 is Mamad. And it is mentioned 5 times in the Bible. Mamad. And I can give you other references where it is mentioned. Mamad. 5 times in the Bible, and it is used in verb, not as a noun. So that is number point. I have read it. It is Mamad, not Muhammadim. That's what.
Okay. It's Mahmad, not Mamad. Mahmad. And it is the same word.
Okay. Sorry, you are the one talking. Sorry.
No problem. It is the
Okay, you
same
want me
word.
to
I'm
talk?
only asking you to. No. If I want to talk, I will ask you to talk.
Okay.
I'm telling you, if you look at because I have Hebrew word Bible here with me now, and
I
can show you on the screen. You said, let me share my screen. Yeah, let me share my screen. Sorry. Yeah, if you can see my screen. Yes. Now let me go to Song of Solomon. It's a Song of Solomon 5:16. 5:16. I believe you can see my screen. Can you see my screen now?
It is coming up. Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is the Hebrew word. What do you see there? What do you see there, sir?
Hold on.
What do you see on my screen?
Just
Maybe it's different from yours. Okay.
Why is this thing like this? I don't know why this thing is not full. Okay. Okay.
You can touch it. You can see. Mark Mad. Can you spell it for me, sir? Can you spell it for me, sir? The transliteration and phonetic. If we don't know, I don't know the
MACHMAD.
Thank you. Now let's go to the OCR. You said the OCR for nice is let's go there now. OCR. So I want you to spell it for me. Don't forget what you spelled. OCR. Let me see. OCR. Excuse me. OCR 9. Just sir.
Folarin, sorry. I'm not going to interject again. I think it is better you do everything you want to do. Then I will now come and talk. I don't want to interrupt you again. So anything you want to read,
I'm giving you the permission, sir. You are not interrupting me. I'm giving you the permission.
Okay,
now this is this
but
is
when the time is exhausted, you have to stop.
No problem. I will stop. The point is already being made. Now this is the OCR 916. Can you see the word there? If it is different from the one you mentioned. Now, can you see the screen? That is OCR 916. This exact word. Now, what is that? Can you spell it for me, sir? Hello.
I'm here. Hold on.
Please check the Hebrew original. Check the translation and phonetic. Is it different from? Is it different?